Welcome back, James.
Thanks. 3 months back so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back at Next, not on the podcast. Yeah. So back after, so 3 months back after how long being away from the business?
So I was away for 18 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was, in fact, it was pretty much 18 months to the day.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just a lot changed.
Yeah.
A lot hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. There's good stuff going on here now. And you were going to say something.
No, it's fine. No, I didn't want to interrupt. But so where were you, and then where have you gone back to? So you were still in technology?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah.
Yeah, so was in technology before, left and worked for a company that worked with Next in technology.
Okay.
And I looked after Next as well, so I never kind of really
Wow,
left.
okay. Wow.
So I still came into the office as well to see people here, because I was basically what we were doing. The company I worked for was working with my boss and his team. So I still saw everybody that I see now and saw before day to day. Still came into the office, as I said, worked from here on days, and then came back and have come back into a very similar role to what I was doing before. So come back as a product group manager.
Nice.
So I'm responsible now with a team of people underneath me of everything we do with ServiceNow in the organisation.
And what is ServiceNow?
You're going to ask that.
Because ServiceNow's a business, is it?
So ServiceNow's a company.
A company, sorry.
Yeah. So it's kind of different for Next because we normally do everything ourselves. This one's bought in, and we use it across all of IT. We do some stuff with HR with it as well. We do some stuff with risk as well, so the risk team internally. But predominantly it's IT that we use it for at the moment.
And when you say you use it for IT,
So
in what way? Sorry, just
so
for
it's
people
called,
that might have no clue.
Yeah, that's the difficult bit to describe. So it's called an enterprise workflow tool.
Oh,
So
okay.
simplified, it does a flow of things that happen. Something happens in the business, we want an output. So we started in IT with it, doing things like incidents, so your computer's not working, stuff like that. So the help desks use it. We do all that still, and we're taking it even further into a lot of AI stuff is the end goal as well. So that's what the company was doing with Next, and I've kind of come back to do it the other way around now. So doing it for all our stuff in Next. So starting small and getting bigger on it.
Nice.
Because there's loads of stuff with technology we can do. Yeah.
Especially, I guess, with the emergence of AI coming.
Yeah.
And with something like that, which is, maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but from what you're saying, it's kind of helping with productivity workflows as well and making that quicker.
Yeah. So, I mean, actually, before the pandemic, we used it then. One of the big things that happened that kind of made everybody kind of see what it was worth. Obviously, pandemic, everybody had to go work at home.
Yeah.
And I think it was like the week before we were in meetings. I think I was in one with you, actually, about kind of we needed to get home working messaging out.
Yes, I remember.
And I think within a week, 2 weeks, maybe even shorter, we'd had home working access to our systems rolled out automatically with that tool to about 4,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you take that kind of a step further and go, if someone was doing that manually...
No chance.
No, none at all.
No chance.
So that's just a little simple thing. I say it's simple, but probably take.
But no, it's a good example,
Yeah.
isn't it? Real world scenario of there was this problem, and it provided that solution. Yeah.
Really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of things then are you saying in terms of where's it gonna go then?
So I guess without wanting to go too technical, what we're looking at now, don't take that offensively, what we're looking at now is, at the moment we've done stuff with our payments team. So it's taking all our different tools that monitor that infrastructure around payments, so the servers, so someone can go on the website, pay with a credit card, etc.
Yeah.
Pay their bill. It's taken all that infrastructure, put it into what we call a map, so we know how that infrastructure relates to each other. And it then takes all our monitoring tools and overlays that on them. So what can happen there is if you get something goes wrong, you can get various monitoring tools going, well, there's this issue, and you just kind of go, well, where do I start? And the end goal is that it will do deduplication on that, and it kind of goes, don't worry about all this stuff, just look at that one, that's probably what's caused it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it kind of investigates it for you.
So it can correlate them, so it can do like time-based correlation, take into account how things interact with each other, because it knows from the maps, and then go, that's your source, or someone's done something, so we've got a change has happened. It could go, actually, it could be that thing that's happened 10 minutes ago that's actually causing this. So it's really interesting. It's got so much further to go. There's loads of stuff we can do around, there's the thing with log files we can do. One of the companies that I also worked with at the previous place that I went to, they kind of did a test against a human because they were putting it in.
I love this.
The system took in, the figures might not be quite right, took in something like 500,000 logs, and they compared it to a person who was having to read 1 or 2, and the platform worked it out what the issue was before the person reading 1 or 2, who's got the knowledge of what they would expect to see in those logs as well.
And what's a log?
That's kind of, this is what the system's doing. It's literally kind of everything it's doing, and it will be going, this is fine, this isn't fine, and stuff like that.
And that was doing 500,000.
Yeah. They did it in a couple of minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can see kind of, and that's kind of just the start of it. This whole kind of environment world is just progressing at massive pace. Same with everything in IT.
Yeah, because tech in the technology teams is pretty big, isn't it? Like a lot of people. I don't think people, like you said earlier, the ServiceNow product is one of the few things actually we do bring in. But we've got how many?
1,700 people in IT now. I think when I started, back many years ago.
First time round.
So I think it was 2002 I started with Next, and then I think I came to head office maybe 2 or 3 years after that into IT. So I worked in a store to start with.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I kind of saw it from the other side as well.
What store was that?
So it was the Meadowhall store in Sheffield.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's not there now. It moved to the other end of the shopping centre.
Oh,
okay. The team for the whole of IT, I want to say, was probably 400 or 500.
Wow.
If that. I might have just completely overdone it, but it was a lot smaller. So, it's just gone huge. Yeah. And recently it kind of got even bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, I know from some of the projects and the people I work with in tech, it's the demand and the bit like you're talking, how do we start modernising everything?
Yeah.
That's always been the... That's all everyone in tech is talking about to me, is modernise this and progress that and evolve that, and it seems very exciting though.
There's so many things. This keeps me up at night is probably the wrong phrase, but when your mind's just kind of going. Because
it's interesting.
And you just kind of, I'm really bad for it. I have a real problem with kind of switching off, especially when I'm trying to go to sleep. So I'm just there like, I could do this, could do that. I think the other morning I might have woken up at 3 or 4 o'clock and thought, that's a good idea. Go back to sleep. You can deal with that at 7 or something. But
don't you find though that when it's like, because I'm the same. I'll lie in bed and it's like my brain goes, hey, you're not going to sleep yet. We've still got to think about this and this and this and what about that? I'm the same. It's like you've been occupying yourself all day, and then your brain comes on and goes, hello, friend.
Like, we're going to have some fun now.
We're going to have some fun now.
I'm going to wind you up and not let you sleep,
So, sorry to interrupt. I mean, you were saying you think about it, and it just...
I mean, all the stuff they're doing in the ServiceNow environment that we can do with it, and you can see how it's going to support the business and move it forward to make things easier for people. And there's probably people out there who might be listening to this now going, ServiceNow, I don't like that. And let's just say we had it before I left, did things how we did things. Those 18 months away were invaluable in seeing, actually, that's probably not the right way of doing things. Right. There's another viewpoint we could put on this, which will probably help those people who are the customers, effectively, everybody else in the business. Probably help them more, and I need to change my way of thinking about that.
Interesting.
And bring it back to here, which is, I guess, one of the reasons I actually came back.
Okay.
So
it was like a massive research expedition then almost.
Unpaid research expedition, unpaid by Next.
Unpaid with the odd check-in.
But yeah, just because I worked with some huge companies, like huge UK brands, and just kind of seeing actually you can't do everything that it's a tech way of doing it first. There's stuff you have to do, obviously, to make things work, but actually you need to change your mindset and think, no, that person's going to find that really difficult, even though I think it's really easy because I deal with computers all day. They might not. So you need to readjust your thinking. And
So for you personally, it was a really good eye-opener then. You kind of all of a sudden thought, hang on, I'm looking at this purely tech focus. Because I guess it's not, because I guess you kind of had to switch your vision as well, didn't you, when going to that business, because you're talking to all these different brands and you're hearing it all and you go, no.
You got to think about just making it easier for that person, because they're always, I mean, we all do it, so I guess it was a bit stupid of me to not think of this earlier. Thanks for agreeing.
I didn't think that, so I'm like, really stupid. No.
But there's that picture that you see on like social media all the time of like planners who designed like a path around a park, and then there's the walked over grass bit. So you're always going to take the easiest thing. So you've just got to do what's easiest for the person, even if that makes it more difficult for what we've got to do in tech. Well, sometimes you've got to have that trade-off, but if you can do both, even better.
That's a nice, fresh approach. That I like that, and I think I definitely see that personally as well with AI. It feels like it's there to make a lot of things easier, or the roles that or the tasks and stuff that people normally go, oh, do I have to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Make it a bit better or easier, or actually do it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. So why? So we talked a bit about it. So you hinted. Why did you choose to come back to Next then? Because I guess you got that knowledge and eye open, and you could have just gone, oh, I'll go somewhere else, or fancy a new job. Why go? You know what? I'm coming back. I
guess there's many reasons, and I don't want to offend anybody by saying anything here. So please, anybody who's listening, don't take it that way. I'd done 20 years at Next when I left. So I think at that point I kind of felt I need a change, maybe see things the other way. Next is mentally fast-paced. I think no one would disagree with that. No. It was a different pace at this other place that I went to, which was great. So you get to take in more, you can learn more and stuff like that. But so they never really kind of left because I was still coming in to deal with Next. That job there was a hell of a lot of travel in it.
Oh, okay.
So I was going like to Edinburgh regularly, London really regularly, and instability is the wrong word, but there wasn't routine.
Structure
and routine.
Yeah.
You get a lot more of that here, because I live 5 minutes down the road as well. Okay. So there's not that travel, because it sounds all glamorous. Oh, you're going to stay in hotels, you're going to this place and stuff like that. And it is for a bit. But it gets on top of you after a while. Miss the people here. I mean, I would walk through when like I came back in for the day. And it'd just be a constant stream. This sounds really negative, but it's not. There'd be so many people like, "Oh, hello, are you back?" I'm like, "No, not yet." No. But so many people say hello to you. So it actually it's very. There's a family here, and there's always that cliche, but everybody does, for the majority, get on or have some interaction with people. And I think the biggest thing for me was, because I was still dealing with Next, was like seeing all this stuff that we were kind of proposing, the other company that we could do with Next, and then I was like, be good to see that through. Yeah. Because I think I did kind of miss that. Because it was predominantly in a role in sales.
Right. Got you.
So you're kind of like, you could do this. That sounds great. And then you'd effectively sell it to them.
And hand it over.
Yeah. Then it'd go to the people who are going to implement it. So you never saw the end result.
Oh. So you've got that itch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I see that now.
Right.
And so many. There's not really kind of one big reason. There's many little reasons, and
I'd agree with you on the people aspect though. Like you do, I think a lot of people think, oh, it's so big, and because there's so many industries here. When I always think about it on this and just the Enderby campus alone, you've got like I can't think of many other places where you've got a tech business, a finance business, like fashion people, marketing, a full-size studio, plus all the support teams, and then all the facilities.
Exactly.
But yeah, like you say, you walk around, and I guess in your role, because you're dealing with all different customers, and likewise in mine, I have, you know, I really love that part. You get to work with so many different people, and it keeps it varied, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
But then you make them relationships, and it's really, you just talk to people, and it's so welcoming all the time. And I just think, I'm like, oh, I bet it's like this everywhere, but I don't think it is.
It's very different
in
other places.
There's
nowhere quite like this. This sounds like I'm trying to get a promotion or something again, but there really isn't.
No.
Because, as you say, there's so many different things going on here.
Yeah. And so many areas to tackle. Like, you know, you could be talking to someone in finance about what they want to do with the tool or what they want to do.
Yep.
And you could go, oh, actually, well, HR could do that as well.
Yeah.
And then you start speaking, and likewise, or, oh yeah, this could go out to everyone, or this is a problem specific to that, you know, business area or department.
Yeah, exactly.
So really, really exciting.
Yeah.
So,
and there's the restaurant as well. It's not.
Oh, the restaurant.
Yeah.
You missed it.
Good price. Burrito day.
It is a good price. It is a really, really good
like
price.
When I was in the London office, you'd walk out the office, go get a small lunch, tenner, and here you get like a proper lunch. What is it, £3-4?
Yeah, I think it's averaging like £3 for a proper, and that's a full on meat for no one that doesn't understand this. That I'm talking, that's like roast dinner you can get for £3.
Every Wednesday there's a roast, isn't there?
Oh, they changed it.
Have they?
They changed it to Thursday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I've been away.
I know. Tell me about it. I know. I got told. I was like, when did that happen? But then one pops up on a Wednesday, and it's like, what's going on?
Confusing you.
What's going on? Like, it was always roast Wednesdays. You know, like you could like bank on it, but they have evolved it. But the restaurant is such a good offering at the Enderby campus.
Yeah.
And it's on site, and it's open. You know, you can even get breakfast there as well.
Yeah, I had breakfast this morning here. Seems to have started since I've come back. I've breakfast in the restaurant on a Friday, like in the restaurant as opposed to
sitting down as well.
Sitting down, yeah.
That's nice.
With one of my friends.
Nice.
And then our director came and joined us as well.
Oh, really?
He was walking through, so it was pretty nice.
It's good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's a sign of what the community is like. That
exactly.
A director feels comfortable in terms of, oh yeah, they're just people. I'm a person, and you are not like, oh, it's a director. Like it's like, yeah, come and join us.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't bother me anyway, even if I didn't know him. Might speak my mind a little too directly at times, but it's all good. Yeah.
So you said about the people, and obviously the campus was a big thing, and then obviously all the technologies. So what is it, the same team that you've come back into, or is it slightly different? Or
so I've taken back the ServiceNow team.
Yeah.
I used to have the Access team as well. Don't have that anymore. That's gone to another
kind of
area.
separated out.
Yeah, but I guess that's quite good because it lets me concentrate on one thing now.
So are you? What is your team's focus on? Just ServiceNow?
Yep.
Nothing else?
Just ServiceNow.
Nothing else? Oh, okay.
Nothing else. So they're going to hate me for this. There's 15, 20 people. So we've got some people here. There's some people in India as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what did the people in India do compared to the people in the UK? The same, or?
Yep, exactly the same. So the team is split into two. It's soon going to be split a bit further. Just working out what that is. But yeah, the people in India are part of the teams here. Do exactly the same stuff.
And does that even able to give service at like slightly different hours as well then, or?
So at the moment they all work at the same hours, so 9 to 5. But everyone in the team is pretty good. Like if we need to do something early in the morning or later in the evening, we just shift when they're going to work. It's very flexible. Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah,
it's really good. So what new things have you noticed in technology overall of have changed in? I know it's only 18 months, but surely a lot's changed in 18 months.
There's been, I guess, there's kind of a refocus, especially in my area, actually, as to what we're doing, and it's got much more importance now. So the stuff we're putting out, particularly around kind of the mapping of those services, like I mentioned, with payments and stuff, it is the information security team are going to be using them as well. There's kind of renewed focus on how we're going to apply that to other things we do in technology to enable us to do it better. So the more you know up front, for example, the more you can plan ahead. So if you're going to do something to a system,
right.
If we've got that map, we can see how things interact with each other. The person who wants to do whatever they want to do to that system might not be aware of, oh, this thing actually talks to that thing as well. Really oversimplifying this here, by the way.
No. Simple's good. Simple's good. Simple is good. Yeah.
If they didn't know that, there could be a chance actually something will go wrong.
Right.
So you could, worst case scenario, take the website down.
Well, you don't want to do that.
Bit of a mistake. So if they know that up front, okay, we need to take that into consideration, and that map, when they're all in place, will tell us that.
What does it map? Sorry, then. Like...
So it goes into the system from what they call an entry point. So that is very, very similar to as if you went to the website, typed in next.co.uk, we kind of go in the same way.
Okay.
Start at that point, and then we work through the system works through the infrastructure, working out what things we talk to. So, right, are we going to this server? Are we going through this thing on the network? Are we touching this database, for example?
All right.
And maps all that out, so works out those connections between the items.
Right, and then that's where you said it might go, actually, I've got this far down the road on the map.
Yep.
And this could break the site or part of the site or whatever.
Yeah, because I wasn't aware that item is actually connected to this other item as well.
Oh, so it even looks as far down as, we're talking like items and everything.
Not items as in products, but when I say item, I mean like a server or a computer or something like that. Yeah. So sometimes they're quite interesting as well when you do it, because actually you can go back to the kind of the development team and go, is this map correct? And they're like, we didn't know we were using that server.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that might have happened once here quite a few years ago. It's definitely happened in other companies. I think there was one, I think it was a bank, that were like, we didn't know we were sending stuff to this other company.
What?
Yeah.
Through this mapping tool?
Yeah, it kind of picked it up. Or there's like sending stuff or getting information from, something like that. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just... Because I guess when you said, like you say, I use ServiceNow or Service Portal, we've rebranded it.
Yeah.
Like, I use it for, this is broken, or...
Do you want access?
Want access.
Want a new computer or something like that.
Or even, like, I've even started working with some of the teams where it's like, I want to set up a new process for other people to get access to stuff, and how can we work with you? But it's a lot more than that, actually. I generally did think it was just like a service tool, but it's not.
No, there's a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could go into basically work in any area of this business with what they do on it now, but we need to get what we're doing at the moment. We need to do that properly first, and then take it further.
So when you say do what we're doing properly first, what do you mean by that? Sorry.
So there's so much functionality on it that we've got access to. That we aren't using to kind of the full extent, full capability at the moment. We just need to kind of do all that, get all that in. We pay for it, so we might as well use it.
Yeah.
Bluntest level, yeah.
Too right.
So there's all that, and I guess being away as well, I've seen how that's implemented as well, so I've got better ideas on how we can get to value quicker.
Yeah, what are you most excited for then? What do you want to... Sorry, that's a right curveball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or even just coming back, what are you most excited for? To be like, right, this is where it can go.
If we get all the stuff around monitoring our systems, so using those maps, using all that monitoring equipment that we've already got, getting all that into the system in the best way, the best outcome on that is, like I said, website goes down, well, we could stop that. We could see it happening before it's going to happen. There's
It's a bit Minority Report, this, isn't it?
yeah, it's actually twins in a tank.
Yeah,
down
it's the twins in a tank and
triplets or whatever.
and someone fiddling with like,
So there was a story about before I went to the company I worked for previously. They did work with one of the major banks in the
in the UK.
Yeah. It was a Black Friday. What they'd done, same thing with the monitoring. What they'd done, stopped their mobile banking app going down 8 times during one day because it could predict that these events were going to happen. What? 4 of those it fixed itself, and 4 it said someone needs to do something about this to fix it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's probably gone even further than Minority Report, but yeah, that's the power and potential of it if we get it right.
And is that using artificial intelligence and AI?
So that was a good few years ago. So that was before kind of AI had got to where it is now. So it's kind of in the very infancy of it.
But it was a form of because what I've been reading loads on AI, but I think people think AI is just one thing, but there's so many different variations and different technologies of it, isn't there? Like
there's tons.
There's loads.
Tons it could do, and I mean, there's something else that's come out I've seen past 2 weeks where there's all the stuff around generative AI, so it can reply to you like a human in chats and stuff. The next step is actually it can take actions like a human would do.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That's just starting to come out as well.
No.
Yeah. So.
Is that? I feel it always feels like when I watch like other podcasts or read stuff. That's the point when people get a bit twitchy.
Yeah.
When it goes, it can listen and suggest. It's fine, but when it goes, I'm gonna do this, or just does it, everyone goes, "Ooh, hang on."
Yeah, a bit scary.
Yeah. Do you reckon in general that AI will ever get like conscious? Like it'll go.
Oh, it's gone a bit Terminator now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Who knows?
What do you think generally? Like general opinion. Like, do you think we're going to get to the point where it almost is an entity that we rely on, or do you not think it'll ever get that far?
I think it'll get to the point where we rely on it.
Like we did do the internet. Like it's got to be the next version of the internet, surely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think there's probably potential that things could go wrong if safeguards aren't put in place. I feel like I'm answering like a politician because I'm kind of avoiding the question. But yeah, I guess if those safeguards aren't put in place as to kind of how far it can get to, things could start doing unexpected. I mean, the stories already that I think was it a Google engineer was like, this is conscious.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, that's why they're having those they're even having like AI summits and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're having summits to work out, what should we do and what shouldn't we do. And it's like, it might not be a physical thing, but if we then go down the route of start building robots and it can interlink with that, it's like you're getting like iRobot, Minority Report.
Yeah.
It's
could be interesting. See what happens.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think, it's just going to happen. Like, I mean, I'm sure at one point there'll just be something that's a turning point. Like ChatGPT's been massive, hasn't it? Like
it's hilarious though. Chat to GPT at times.
Yeah. There's some real good stories, but that does feel still feels very young and like safe to me.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think it's probably used in places we don't realise it's used already. But yeah, I think ChatGPT probably was kind of a turning point, like you say, because everybody could use it.
And I think that's it. I think that's when. For me, you're like, this is going to be something because the masses use it. It's not just like, people are into technology or gadgets or read about it. It's like, no, there's literally like my nan and my mum are using it. And you're like, right, okay.
It goes back to that thing about it just being easy to use.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
If it's easy to use, if it's convenient, if it makes your life better.
Yeah, people will.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. The next 10 years should be interesting. See what happens. Yeah,
definitely. Well, it's lovely to have you back, James. Anyway, Thanks. In the business, Thank you. I always one of those people who was like, you're coming back, always one of those
LinkedIn,
people.
Didn't you?
Yeah, saw it on LinkedIn and was like, wow, here he is. So thanks for coming back and also sharing that story because I think it's really good. It's been great having you on.
Thank you for having me.